Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Kell, and in today's video I'm going to show you guys how to make 2 delicious green velvet cupcakes in honor of St. Patrick's Day. So if you guys are interested in knowing how to make these treats, just keep on watching. You'll need some flour, some baking soda, some cocoa powder, some granulated sugar. We'll need some eggs, some oil. We'll need some vinegar, and I actually added some vanilla in this as well since I didn't have another container, and some buttermilk. Make sure you add some salt. If you guys want the exact measurements, I'll link the original recipe in the description bar below, so be sure to check it out. So before we get started, we're going to heat up our oven to 350 degrees to make sure it has time to heat up while we're mixing the ingredients. So we're going to go ahead and mix the ingredients. I'm going to put a sifter on top. This is not a real sifter, it's a colander, but I don't have a sifter, so work with what you got, guys. So I'm going to add the flour, the baking soda, the cocoa powder, and I'm also going to add in some salt. Again, the exact measurements is going to be in the description bar below. We want to sift the ingredients together so it eliminates the lump in the cake mixture. So go ahead and sift, sift, sift. Now that you have all your ingredients sifted, you're going to want to put this to the side. Grab another bowl and add some oil, some buttermilk, and some sugar. You're going to want to mix all of this until it's nice and combined. Now that it's combined, add the eggs, the vinegar and vanilla, and a little bit of water. So the recipe actually calls for food coloring now, but we're gonna hold off on that until we make the entire batter so we can separate them and do all of that stuff. So go ahead and mix that until it's combined, and then we're gonna add some dry ingredients. If you have a nice fancy stand mixer, then you can ignore this step. But if you're like me and you're using a hand mixer, you're gonna wanna add a little bit of the dry ingredients and take a spatula and fold it in. This will prevent the kickback from the flour, so you don't get flour all over your face and the counters, and the kitchen will just be a mess. Take the rest of the batter, pour it in, and then use this first. Once you feel like the flour won't get everywhere, then you can go ahead and use the hand mixer. And also, you don't want to over mix it, you just want to mix it just enough, because if you over mix it, then it'll be too hard. So you're gonna have something that looks like this. It's gonna be like a pancake batter consistency. So I was done with the mixture, and I separated it into 3 different bowls because I'm gonna have an ombre effect going across 3 different ways. So I have my 3 concoctions right here. The first color is going to be garden green. The next color is going to be a shamrock, and the final color is going to be a green apple. Food coloring stains, guys, so just be careful. I leave exactly how I mixed it in the description bar below. McCormick did a great job with coming up with the different color combinations, so you can choose from a variety of colors. This right here is shamrock, garden, and green apple. Now that we have all our batter mixed, we're actually going to make some naked cakes and some cupcakes. So I have these floured containers here for the cake, and I also have these cute little cupcake containers I got from Michael's. They're silicone, and supposedly you don't need a muffin pan for these, so this is excellent. I cannot wait to use them. Now that we have the cakes in the oven, we're gonna actually use these silicone containers like I told you about earlier. All you have to do is coat it with some cooking spray before you use it and transfer the batter inside. Now that the cakes and cupcakes are done, I put it on this cooling rack to cool down so it could get to room temperature in order for us to start frosting. So while they're cooling down, I'm actually going to start making the cream cheese frosting. I have some butter here, I have some cream cheese, some vanilla extract, and some confectioner sugar that's been sifted. So we're going to go ahead and combine these ingredients and frost the cakes. So first we're going to add some butter and cream cheese. And we're gonna mix this until it's nice and smooth. Now that everything is nice and smooth, just scrape down the sides. So when we put the sugar in, it's easier to fold. So I'm gonna put the sugar in, about half of it in here. Mix it in. We're still gonna use the hand mixer. We're just doing the same thing like we did for the cake batter. When you're making the cream cheese frosting, I actually recommend that you make about half or a third of the recipe that I linked below. The first time I did it, I actually made the whole thing and so much of this went to waste. So definitely use your discretion and make like half or a third. So now that it's all folded, we're going to use the mixer and we're gonna go ahead and mix it. Now that our frosting is done and the cake has time to cool, we're gonna start assembling everything. I'm going to actually start with the layer cake. I'm gonna do ombre like I said earlier. So I'm gonna take shamrock first, then green garden, and then the green apple, and then I'm gonna stack it all up. To cut it, I'm actually gonna use mason jar lids. Hopefully you guys have these on hand. If not, cookie cutter would suffice. I just wanted to use a mason jar lid because I don't have a circle cutter. So I'm going to start with the garden and I'm going to use it to cut. Just swish it back and forth a little bit and it should pop right out. Alright. I actually like this mason jar lid too because this should be easy to pop out just like that. Now that we have all the circles cut out, it is time to assemble. This part is super easy and it's kind of fun. So first you're going to take your darkest color. Place it at the bottom. If you're doing ombre, if you're not doing ombre, just go ahead and take whichever one. So I'm just piping on some of the frosting, no particular order. Next, I'm going to take the second lightest color, repeat with some frosting, and you're going to just put this right on top. And there it is. If you want to be a little bit more St. Patrick's Day, you could add a little bit at the top. Take some of candy crumbles. I got this from Michael's. It's literally crushed candy. And you can just put it right on top. I also got these cute little clover coins from Michael's and you can just stick it up right here. Now that we're done with the cakes, we're gonna actually move on to the cupcakes. And these silicone cups are so easy. I'm literally just peeling it off the sides and pushing it up and it just popped right out. Like, super easy. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead, take some more frosting and literally starting from the outside, just frost these cupcakes. So cute. So if these cupcakes don't come out the way you want them to, you can always say they're homemade and they're rustic. That word rustic, well, it just kind of like lets people know, a heads up, it might not be that cute, you know? Yeah, you could take some of this candy crumble that I got from Michael's like we did for the cake, and then add a little gold coin like we did for the cake as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe while you're here, and also leave a comment below letting me know what you'd like to see in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.